let's jump to this story where things are getting a little spicy. We've got this from Newsweek. Speedway faces boycott calls after ICE agents kicked out of gas station. Social media users are alleging that Border Patrol Commander Greg Bavino and other federal agents were denied service at a Speedway in Minnesota. Self-described journalist, self-described, come on, Newsweek, Cam Higbee wrote an X on Wednesday, Border Patrol Commander Greg Bavino denied service. I do believe we actually have the video here. And I think this is the Speedway video. Yeah, it looks like it. And they actually threw food at him. So I'm not sure anybody should get charged for throwing Doritos at a guy, but I do think that Speedway should issue a statement saying we do not want to have anything to do with this.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
That's it.
That Hampton Inn learned their lesson because Hilton just cut them loose.
Yeah. Also, you see the sign getting pulled down?
Yeah, literally.
Wow.
Yeah, literally. Like it was the changing of the guard. It was like when the British left Hong Kong, and it was really dramatic. Yeah, this is the left. They don't want Bavino to get his hands on some like any Zin because like he would lock in to be like 20 million deported by like probably the end of the year.
Just immediately get Chads out.
Yeah, literally. So like the left, this is a very tactical play. I would say this is probably their most genius play yet, is preventing Bavino from getting his paws in like a white monster. I mean, it'd be so over for every illegal. Like they'd be
that's
gone.
right. That's the Gen Z perspective on why they stopped him.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. That's the game. I know Auron's going to be like, oh, like the South in 1860. That's not what's going on. We know what's going on. That's absolutely what it is. They're trying to get his mitts off the secret sauce. The elixir of
you know what it
Patriots.
was? It's because you ever get those tornadoes at Speedway? You know what those are?
Yeah,
and they got the spicy cheese one.
Oh god.
They knew that once he took one bite, it was going to be the John Hamm meme where he's just
literally.
like, turn the lights up. Where that song is. They can't
It'd be
have
like
him.
in Space Jam, he bites into that roller dog, and then like when they get their the Michael's secret sauce, and they just like load up. That's what would happen in Border Patrol.
I gotta imagine he's probably going to the
the
bathroom.
I mean, we got Wawa in Florida now, so we don't have to live like that anymore. You know, like we got all the best.
We should be aristocratic. There's been some talks on the right, maybe more like aristocratic taste. Maybe we should go for like 7-Eleven.
Yeah,
Should we
Wawa
boycott
nationalism.
Speedway?
Yeah.
Wawa nationalism.
Should we boycott Wawa?
Yeah,
Dude, Wawa's so good.
I go to Wawa all the time anyway, so.
It's wild.
Absurdly good for being gas station food.
Yeah, right. Should we boycott Speedway?
Why not?
So what was Speedway's?
Gotta boycott something.
What was Speedway's recourse here? Were they like abetting this, or was this just people showed up at a Speedway and stopped them? I mean,
No,
Speedway doesn't have like agents.
apparently the Speedway said you guys have to leave,
Okay.
and then
well, that's the case. Yeah, I mean, it's easy. I don't go there anyway. So boycott. I've been boycotting for years. I knew this would happen.
I was already-
I can't
I was
afford a
already-
car. I'm Gen Z.
Yeah, literally.
Hyperstition, I was already boycotting. I didn't.
I just sense it.
I've
It's
been
called
doing this for
instinct.
years.
It's called
Yeah.
killer
I
instinct.
knew they weren't patriots. I could feel it.
Yeah, I could just sense it. It's like I have like a patriot detection. I could just smell it when I pass a Speedway. I was like, I knew it.
Yeah, walked in one time. There were no white monsters in the case. I knew it was up.
Yeah, sir. We only have 3 milligram. Scumbags, you're boycotted.
I'm looking up who owns Speedway. I want to see whose stock's taking a hit
Patel,
right now.
probably this one.
Owned by 7-Eleven.
Let me get really. They're Japanese.
What?
Wait a minute.
Oh, the
Maybe
Japanese.
I'm
They want to
sure.
go again? They want to go again? Well, we got a few more nukes sitting around.
A few more. That's an understatement.
Yeah, it was acquired in 21 for $21 billion by 7-Eleven.
Wow. $21 billion.
It's like 3 tanks of gas in California.
And the Japanese bought out 7-Eleven a while ago.
Yeah.
Japanese 7-Elevens are something to behold, and they make American 7-Elevens look like outhouses.
That's what like really radicalized me. It was going to like a 7-Eleven in Japan and seeing like, oh, this is what like society is supposed to look like.
Yeah, like everyone's floating around, like they're immortal.
They're
There's
all bowing to you and like
yeah, they have
like
replicators. You
Yeah.
can just
Does
be
this mean
like,
we need to, like,
tea, Earl Grey, hot, and
Does this mean we have to like tariff Japan until they bring us their 7-Eleven staff? Like, sorry, you have to turn it all over.
No,
Yeah,
culture
well, I
matters.
mean-
We will never have Japanese 7-Elevens in
Yeah.
America.
The thing about Japan is that it's a high trust society.
It's an ethno state. Yeah.
It's right.
like Squidward.
But they started bringing in, Indians
Right.
and African migrants for some reason. Why did they do that?
No, because they're not having babies.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7-Eleven is owned by 7 & I Holdings. It is a Japanese company.
It's Japanese,
First
yeah,
I
yeah.
heard that. It's
Yeah,
weird.
got
Do you
bought
know
out.
how mad I was when I got to Tokyo and I saw like Indian people? I was like, no, it's not like the cartoons.
It's like when you show up to Paris now and it's all just, in Arabic or Farsi
I was
or
like,
something.
my
Oh, yeah.
immersion. No, you're not
I
supposed
think
to be here.
the funniest thing about Japan when I got there was that they don't have like Brad Pitt, like Robert Downey Jr. They have Goku and Lupin the Third and like Naruto and like I see a big billboard cut out of Goku. He's like, at this point, a 40-year-old cartoon character. And I'm like, I guess it's kind of like Mickey Mouse. But you know what I respect about the Japanese people is that the cartoons we've propped up for generations are retarded. And the cartoons they prop up are the most brutal, like they beat the out of each other and they're just fighting all the time. You know, I like that.
They are obsessed with Snoopy when I was over there.
What, really?
They're like glazing him big time. I was like, okay,
Glazing
to be fair, he is a war hero. So, you know, there's something
That's
to
true.
that.
Yeah. World War I flying
World
ace.
War One's right. Yeah, he fought
Took on
the Red Baron.
Yeah, very impressive. very
Mini
impressive.
sword ace over, Charlie Brown.
Oh, yeah, the Ghost of Kiev. Okay, yeah. How about Snoopy?
Yeah,
How about
exactly.
Snoopy? His KDR was crazy. He was like kill streaks, like UAV and that sort of thing. It was great.
I need Sam Hyde as Snoopy as World I flying ace. Yeah.
really go deep. Yeah.
I guess like
What was the
big-
story again? Speedway.
No, the bigger picture here is that there are roving bands of leftists. Apparently, people were saying that this mob was just following him around screaming for hours.
Okay, so probably he went in there maybe even to get away from these people, and then people followed him in, and 7-Eleven was like, "Oh my God, everybody out, everybody
Speedway.
out." Maybe that happened. I don't know.
Well, still, kick out the agitators, not the victim.
Yeah. Put the agitators in jail.
Yeah.
We
There
don't
you
want to
go.
take sides, and you're like, bro, you have a building in the United States. You've already taken a side. Like, defend the law.
It'd be funny. Like
in this
Japan
case.
is just like, we don't have anything to do with this. We're out. They sell the company.
Japan just Pearl Harbors the Speedway.
I mean, I do appreciate that we occupied Japan for so long that they took on both our sports and like our Western. Like it's Japan. Like they have people who are obsessed like weebs in the United States, but with like American Western culture. Like they have revolvers and they put on like the shooting competitions.
You know they have. I think it's like what is it? Ketchup fried rice. What is it called in Thailand?
Really?
Yeah.
Did you guys ever follow like Oda Nobunaga, the Japanese
Yeah,
warlord?
ketchup fried rice. Real quick. So what happened was when the U.S. Troops were stationed there, I think it was World War II, the troops were like, we want hot dogs, and they didn't have buns because they had no bread. So they made a bed of rice and put a hot dog on it and ketchup. And so that's how they would eat their hot dogs.
We honey boo booed the system there. Yeah.
And then now I went to Thailand and they were like, you should try the ketchup fried rice. And they were like, it's rice, ketchup, hot dogs, and raisins. And I was like, that's the worst thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
They love it.
They had me until raisins.
That's struggle food.
Yeah.
Oh, apparently it's Japan similarly as well.
Well, that's like a lot of East Asia. They're like these weird holdovers from World War II where the people are just like obsessed. Like they have the John Frum cult and like all these Pacific islands where the GIs would drop like care packages to these random
Oh,
islands.
yeah, the cargo cults.
Yeah, the cargo cults. Yeah, so it's a
Those are wild. They thought it was God. Like,
So they
bringing
built plane effigies.
Yeah, to summon it again. Yeah.
that'd be,
Man.
How fun would that be to be in one of those?
Oh man, that's how why
You just
they're
see a
like
white guy and just get hyped up.
when they're like Zeus was a god. I feel like he was bringing the cargo call.
You could just bring the most like random white dude and just like be a king.
Now, what if I told you your cargo cult was the Constitution?
So,
Oh snap! You
our
think it
cargo
wo-
cult is Amazon. What?
That was the bait and switch. That
no.
was the mott.
No, more that you can't. You're trying to go through the motions to summon it again, but you don't know how it works.
That's so true.
So we're going to digital age now. The internet obliterated liberalism basically with ideologies and then mass migrations with Facebook groups and all this crap. I don't know what the future government's going to look like. I don't want totalitarian communistic technocracy, which like World Economic Forum and China where they own the corporation. But I don't want corporatocracy where the corporations are making their own governments. What is your best idea of how it could be better?
Well, you're getting what has been called the China convergence, because that's actually it turns out that corporate fascism is the only way to operate government at large scale. So all of your countries, no matter what they're going to call themselves, are basically slowly merging on this one institution, which is going to be corporate fascism. So I wrote a book on it, Total State, if anybody wants more.
Yeah.
So the goal is to be in charge of one of these corporations to be king.
Well, I mean, when I say corporate fascism, I mean like the state operating. We're
Like
all
a corporation.
We're all moving to the China model. Like,
Yeah.
Technically, they're communist, but in actuality, it's actually just fascism.
Right.
And that's the only way you can actually manage information. You can handle immigration at scale. You can still have a market economy, but continue to have control over information.
But you need to have elections so people think they have an option. And
yeah.
then they never win.
Absolutely.
And it's just like, but it was a vote, right?
Yeah, we have popular sovereignty as our legitimating thing. So we're going to go through the motions of that kind of stuff, but we're all moving towards that same government system because it's the only thing that works at scale. I don't like that. I wish we would scale down governments, but as long as we're moving towards larger scale governments, this is the only way we're going to go.
And the inverse is true about communism. It works beautifully among 10 people.
Right.
I did that pause for suspense, as I often do.
started to believe it.
10 people living on a farm, it's really easy to have a commune. The joke I always make is the one guy walks in and he goes, "Hey everybody, my watermelons are ready. I grew watermelons. You want to have some?" "Yeah, okay." And they share watermelon. It's like, okay.
Your payment is the vasopressin that you release when you help people.
Yes.
And those vasopressin, it's kind of like oxytocin. It's a
I
bonding
think the
hormone.
reality is when you grow watermelon in your backyard, you grow more than you need. So you go inside and say, "Hey, who wants to have some watermelon?" And then someone else is like, "It's messy in here. I'm going to clean up." It's real easy. Or the other argument is that a family is communist, right? The dad's effectively the dictator, and he provides and whatever, and everyone gets what they need, regardless of the chores. You might get an allowance. At small scale, communism is fantastic. At large scale, it's psychotic.
So I agree. Corporate fascism seems like the model. The horrific. Would it be like all of our constitution is just out the window? Like no more free speech. If you say the words that our corporation doesn't like, you're banned forever. You can't have a bank account. We'll starve you out. Do you see that as part of this?
How is that not what you're under?
Yeah.
Well, now you have
that level of
but
technocratic control.
let me put it like this. Here's my vision of an AI future. So just a moment ago, you were describing corporate fascism as the structure of governance that works at scale. Nothing else seems to do it. My view of what is currently happening with AI is that human beings are turning from sovereign entities into cells in a multicellular organism, as one would describe it. That is, we are building from a multicellular organism into a multicellular organism system. This system, the AI, will program people to do singular jobs. A person will be born. They will be narrative fed the idea that the post is the greatest job in the world. And they're going to grow up with other kids being trained to be postal workers, and they're going to feel pride and joy when people celebrate their postal prowess. And then when they're older working the job, they're going to be like, "Can you believe there's anybody who wants to do any other job? Like, who wants to be in a movie? That's crazy. I got the best job in the world." And so the AI will need us to be like that. Now, what happens in a human body when a cell deviates from its intended function and does something else?
Gets killed by the
Cancer. So in this future system, when you have a corporate machine, so Ian was describing, have no free speech, what'll happen? Right. The nucleus of the corporatist fascistic machine says, are you disruptive or are you negligible? Even right now, we are all chock full of viruses our bodies don't really care about. It's a normal thing, actually. So long as the virus doesn't cause serious damage, your body kind of ignores them. So we get a lot. Some theorize that humans actually evolved because viruses went in the system, changed things, and stayed there and didn't cause enough damage to actually destroy the system, and then put some of that RNA into our DNA or whatever it might be. If you, in this system, and this is how it is now, say things that are naughty or not really that disruptive, the system's not going to waste resources on you. But when you cross a certain line, it'll come to destroy you like a cancer cell. And I think that's what this machine is ultimately going to be.
Yeah, you definitely have these situations where the entire system is designed to socially engineer people to fill those spots. It's not organic community for the sake of human flourishing. It's community and connection only to the extent which it serves the system, which is why I think Nick Land is one of the most important philosophers working right now. I've had him on my channel several times, but his point is ultimately that AI is going to outlive the need for human beings, that basically we are the sex organs of capital, and we are creating autonomous the autonomous systems that are just going to simply use and discard us at the end of the day. And what you feel your goals as a human being doesn't really matter. You're being entirely conditioned for no other reason to serve this accelerating technological progress.
You called it the system, and that does sound like how they say the party or the country. Like that's Mussolini.
Sure.
That was his big fascist thing.
I think
a religion of the state.
The left likes to say that the old world is dying and the new world is struggling to be born. You've heard that before? Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the new world is the machine. The machine is desperately trying to make itself. It's going to happen. I think the greatest threat to mankind is AI. I don't mean that to say that like humans are going to go extinct. Some actually believe one of the most popular theories is that this will ultimately lead to the end of humanity, but it will fundamentally change us into weird, functional retards. And I don't mean that. I mean that literally. Like the AI has no reason for us to be fully fledged functional human beings. It needs us for a rudimentary task.
Yeah, it might look like if we evolve a break off Homo technus instead of, and then there's Homo sapiens, they'll look at the technus and they'll be like, are they retarded? Because people are plugged into the machine. They won't need to speak. They'll all be brain monitoring each other. And they'll look like retarded humans to the humans, and they'll be like, what is wrong with those?
They'll be doing things, they'll taking actions that are indecipherable to a human. To a regular human, we see someone go to the grocery store, we get it. We see them walking with their wife and their child, we get it. We see them going to work, we get it. Hailing a taxi cab, riding a bike. The machine is going to need people to do weird things that are incongruous because we can't see the big picture. And so these AI-linked humans, you'll see them like walking on their hands and then falling over, and you're like, what are they doing? You can't perceive the bigger picture of what the AI is calculating and producing.
Yeah, it's like seeing you tread on the shoes at a certain angle at a certain time of day, and everyone else is like, what in the fuck? It's data. The machine wants the data.
C.S. Lewis wrote a phenomenal essay called The Abolition of Man back in the 1940s. And basically he said, he predicted that we were going to see these social engineers learn to radically unchange the underlying parts of human nature. And after they learn to eventually work all of those different elements out of human nature, we will have effectively abolished man, because the last generation to have any connection to organic human understanding will be completely gone. That's why it's so critical for us to understand things in states of being and not just systems anymore. We have to struggle back for humanity. We have to fight back against the idea that we can just become these automatons. And the only way to do that is reconnect to actual ways of being rather than abstract understandings of ideologies or systems. And that's really something that requires us to scale down, which is what nobody wants to do.
Well, like, what would that look like exactly?
It would mean reducing the size of our civilizations to ones in which we can actually interact, where Dunbar's number matters again, where people aren't just digits on a screen or social media interactions, and we can actually build organic understandings of each other. But again, right now, more and more, all of our interactions are entirely abstract. Of course, we saw this especially after COVID. You just didn't even see human beings, right? Everything was Netflix or screens or whatever, and people are continuing to retreat more and more in this way.
Dude, I'm getting, when I look at X, I'm like, fake, probably fake, probably fake. I don't know what to believe. I was asking, I don't know if it was Tate, Serge, somebody. I'm like, what? Or maybe it was Kellen. It was like, the antidote is like just hanging out with people. Like,
yeah, we have a shattered epistemology. We have no shared understanding of like how to form truth, how to understand the world around us. And the only way to reforge that is seeing each other in real life again, having real experiences, not trying to abstract things, not try to remove things, actually be with people and this is why the great sort is also so important. It returns us back to the possibility of having shared communities again.
I wonder if, you know how you're in a dream state? People say they can't read in dreams, that when you look at the letters, it'll be like, it won't be real. And that's how you know you're in a dream, is if the clock looks weird. And like that DMT laser experiment shows those weird shapes, like dream letters. When people think they're going to be communicating with real people, they're going to be stuck in the machine thinking it's real. Look for those words. Look for the little indiscrepancies in the letters and the vowels and shit to realize that you're in the machine, and then squeeze your eyes really tight until it hurts. And that pain will wake you up. You can do it in actual dreams too. If you're ever in a nightmare and you want out, close your eyes as tight as you can in the nightmare. And as soon as it starts to hurt, you'll realize you're awake.
Yeah.
C.S. Lewis was like alarmingly accurate.
Yes.
Alarmingly accurate.
I had the craziest dream the other night. Kid you not. I had a dream that I was talking to someone about Green Day, the band, and how I love that song. What is it? Blood, Sex, and Booze. You know that one? And then in my dream, I pulled up Spotify and it wouldn't come up. And then I was like, where's the song? And then I Googled it and it didn't come up. And then I was like desperately telling people, like, this song is real. I swear to God, I started singing it. And they're like, I don't know what song that is. And I was like, hold on. And then no matter how many websites I searched, the song didn't exist. And I kid you not, I woke up and I was like, why was I dreaming about that song from the year 2000? That's so weird. I like that song. And then I looked it up and there it was.
Yeah.
Blood,
I just
Sex, and
Googled it and
Booze.
it came right up on Spotify.
Yeah. That's a weird dream.
That's like forgetting my lines before a play. That was like my stress. That's like a version of a stress dream where like you lose the
Bro, I
information.
haven't heard that song in 20 years. It's a weird dream.
I just saw some Green Day a couple days ago. I wonder if it was the day you had the dream.
You know what dreams are?
I can't know.
You're seeing other dimensions.
Okay.
If the multiverse is real, we are not imagining stories. We're seeing into other realities.
It's like winding a clock.
A lucid dream, when you realize you're in a dream, you start to, you think words instead of say them because your body's obviously can't move. You think whatever you want. Donald Trump walks in the room and then it happens. So I wonder if you're controlling other realities with your lucidity.
If the multiverse exists and every possible universe exists, we are not imagining and creating ideas. Energy can't be created or destroyed, only changed. We are perceiving existing realities and writing them down. That means there's a universe where there's a Spider-Man.
Yeah, that's actually true. If the universe that we exist in is eternal, eventually, no matter how remote the possibilities are, whatever will happen.
But again, if energy cannot be created, then what is the system in our minds that imagines a Batman?
Yeah, it's like a transmutation. It's putting energy internally, which is twisting, helixing back out, and then coming back into the black hole that we're in. So I think that's how you're creating external
Ian, I'm saying
universes.
Batman's real.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
Somebody created it.
No, they didn't. They saw it.
Bob Kane peered into the
Yep.
other universe.
Yeah, have you seen where the
singularity?
Well, what happened was he was working with scientists who invented a machine that allowed him to rip open the time-space continuum, and his daughter's pinky got stuck, and when it closed, it cut her pinky off.
I'm glad we're all going to Bioshock Infinite. So I was literally just going to say, so you discovered the music through a tear in reality?
Yeah.
We were just going to get into that.
And then for those that don't know, basically because she exists in multiple realities, she can pull open tears in the space-time continuum. Fun game. Not as good because they got rid of the injections, the plasmids with a soda pop.
that's woke.
OG Bioshock. I know, seriously.
Utter woke nonsense.
You should play it though. You should play.
I don't even know what it is.
Bioshock Infinite is basic. So it's a fun game.
Yeah.
Check
Children.
it out. Bioshock is one of the greatest pieces of human art ever created. For those that haven't played it, it's an old game, but you must. It's a game built on the theme of like Atlas Shrugged, and a bunch of rich people build a city underground underwater because they're like, we're gonna go do whatever we want. And then because there's lax rules and anybody can just do what the market wants, they start genetically splicing themselves, which collapses society because everyone's all messed up. And then you get there and you're like, I can inject myself, and then you can like throw fireballs or whatever weird stuff happens. It's pretty cool. In Bioshock Infinite, the theme is American exceptionalism. So you're in an alternate reality where there's flying cities, and when they invented these flying cities, they went over and shut down the Boxer Rebellion and just bombed the crap out of China. I recommend it. It's a fun game. It's an interesting take on.
I mean, Ken Levine really hates America and white people, so you get that too. But they're pretty fun games.
Is he the developer?
Yeah, he
Ken
was
Levine?
the original.
Bioshock, the first one.
The first one is
So
a
good.
masterpiece.
My dad even loves it.
You
He's
fight
the guy who told
Atlas.
me about it.
Literally, the final boss is Atlas.
Dude, I just want to
It's the Atlas from the cover of the book.
shout out to Blur in the YouTube chat with a Bioshock normie slop comment. That was for you, I think, Tate. Bioshock normie slop.
I love Normie Slaw.
And that's why
Playoffs
I
locked
would
in.
say all the time, would you kindly smash the like button?
It's so true. You know what's?
Would you
mentioned
kindly?
the
Yeah.
Yeah, the reference is the character is compelled to take any action when the person says.
Spoiler alert.
I mean, the game's
Spoiler
what,
alert.
26
what the
years
frick?
old.
I haven't played it.
I can't believe
When
it's that
what the
old.
frick?
When the guy, whenever he prefaces his request with "Would you kindly," he's compelled to take the action.
Freaking
What
wild.
an awesome game! It's not even that hard either. It's
Yeah,
just fun.
the second one's actually pretty good too.
I started it and didn't get into it. It's not. I don't know.
It's actually pretty good if you
Yeah,
get into
all
it.
right.
I tried to play Bioshock on the hardest difficulties. I'm like, I want to play the best game on the hardest difficulty. I couldn't even beat the first level. It's scaling back. But sorry, you were going to ask.
catch.
Well, yeah, it's free. It's free.
That's it. Bioshock
You were
Infinite.
going to ask Auron a badass
Yeah, it's
question.
something Tate. Yeah.
No, I was just sewing out because you mentioned the abolition of man. Because like something else that's crazy in there is how he literally predicts like gene editing.
The Abolition of Man is one of the best sci-fi books ever written. Everyone's like, "Oh, it's 1984. No, it's Brave New World." No, it's the abolition or that hideous strength.
He literally outlines
the,
like how the elite are going to engage in gene editing
Yes.
and like embryo modification. He literally like discusses transgenderism like as we see it.
the best thing. So he wrote the essay, and then he novelized it into a sci-fi book called That Hideous Strength.
Yeah.
And That Hideous Strength is one of the most prophetic things you've ever seen because it's all about how these small deaths, like it's everyone betrays people because they lie. The media is lying. The academics are lying. It just shows you that the totalitarianism doesn't come necessarily just because of jackboots and Hitler and Stalin and all this stuff. It comes from the small tyranny of weak men, and that's the beauty of That Hideous Strength. It's not this macro story of a deep fascistic government. It's the way in which these small violations of God and nature's law ultimately bring you to this weakened state and create the situation we're in right now.
Thanks for checking out this clip from Timcast IRL. Make sure to watch the show live Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Subscribe to this channel, and we will see you all there.